What's going on, guys? Chase Ghost Picks Against the Spread, ghostpicksats.com, coming to you for February the 12th, Tuesday. Hope everyone had a great start to the week. Got a lot to go over, so I'll try to make it as short and sweet as possible, but it's not going to be a 2-minute video. Today, did not get to do a free play. Had a meeting this morning that originally thought that it was going to end somewhere around 9:30 in the morning. Ended up getting extended way out. It was almost 2 o'clock before I started heading to the office. In between that meeting and there, I had to hammer out all my plays. When I got to the office, finalized everything, then I had to put my focus on getting my plays out to my clients. So obviously that came first, and by the time all that happened, there really wasn't a lot of time to get a video up and out to give the majority of my viewers adequate time to see the video and make the bet. So I apologize for that. So we're back up and at it today, coming off of a losing day. I hate to say it, I hate to admit it, I hate to think about it, but as we always say, there's losing days in this industry. You cannot run from it, you cannot hide from it, and you will never be able to escape losing days. They're going to be there, but we're honest about it, we're transparent about it, and we always will be. And there's just some people in this industry that are not. So thank you for tuning in. I love you guys more than anything. And just remember that. If anybody ever sits there and says that, no, we don't have losing days, or losing days, you know, we might only have one a month, that's bullshit. It really is. We have, like, I know that I have more winning days than losing days. My long-term clients can attest to it. I far outweigh my losses with wins. But January, it was a fairly rough month. February has been going good so far, but there have been losing days. There have been losing top-tier plays. And you know what? This probably isn't the last losing day before the end of February. But we're going to finish February strong. We're going to have a good month. And that's my promise to you, the viewers, anybody that's on my packages. Free plays they've been rough. I mean, I finished out incredible in December. November and December were great. About the second week of January, really went on a skid with them, then picked them, you know, right back up towards the end of January. And then we've been kind of off and on with them so far in February. Did go on a nice little run last week, but didn't get to put a free one out. I did put one out on Twitter today on Twitter. For the Cleveland Cavaliers, -1.5. Guys, the tale of two dumpster fires, the Knicks and Cleveland. Cleveland, obviously, back up to more of what you can consider full strength. They're not trying to tank as heavy as New York. They were playing at home. New York's blatantly trying to lose. I feel sorry for fans of teams like the Knicks, where it's like, how do you even pull for your team when you know they don't even want to win? I really wish, my wish is that we could band together, all fans who, if you are a true fan of the NBA, which I am, a lifelong Chicago Bulls fan, that we could all band together and say that we refuse to pay money for a game, buy merchandise, or watch it on TV until teams disperse, actually try to build something and show that no tanking will happen. Guess what? It wouldn't take but a split second for them to change their shit. But they won't do it because people still watch, they still talk about it, they still tune in, they still go to games, and it's still the most second viewed and attended professional American sport. Just second to the NFL. And I think that that's disgusting that the NBA is raking in money hand over fist to do nothing but treat it as a business where it's just back and forth. We don't care about the consumer. It's only internal. Who can make this? Who can make that? And how can we sit there and continue just to worry about dollars instead of the people that are making the dollars? Every sport's got its flaws, even down to Major League Baseball. The hockey, the NHL is probably the one with the least flaws. You don't ever hear about hockey teams trying to tank just so they can get a better draft pick. They go out there and they do what they can with what they have. And if it's not good, they try to fix it. With the NBA, it's like, hey, it's not going well. Oh, well, we'll just sit here. We're still selling tickets, and we got one good player. Let's just kick him off too and send him down the road to a team that's going to be an all-star team, and we're just going to kick back and flatline for the next 5 or 6 years until people retire, and then who knows? A championship may fall in our lap. So anyway, enough ranting there. Cleveland Cavaliers was a winner. We had the Toronto Raptors. We had a -10. Toronto had multiple times in this game where they could have put the game away, up by 8, up by 9, playing fast pace, really controlling the tempo of the game. And each time, careless mistakes and allowing people to drive in because the NBA doesn't know defense. They allowed them to come back, and it was not a pretty sight. So 1-1 in the NBA, and then we had a top play on UNC. Some people are going to say it's because I'm a UNC fan. The fact of the matter is UNC, not tonight, is an overall better team than Virginia. They have a bigger backcourt. They have a stronger presence underneath the basket. They have a better, I mean, their home court is unreal. The Dean Dome, if anybody you have never been, I've been many, many times in my life, like too many to count. That place will make your ears bleed on any game, but especially an in-conference game where you're talking about two, top 10 teams. That place is second to none. They go out there, they have somewhat of a concerning first half. They play ball, but they let Virginia control the tempo, and they let them control the speed of the game. But what I'll say is, with the presence underneath the net, the rebounding advantage, which I'll say this, North Carolina out-rebounded them. There's not many teams within college basketball that are going to out-rebound North Carolina at home. You've got about 3 that have the opportunity to, and we'll see one of those being Duke, what they can do, later on. But they do that. Transitional plays better. They stuck a little bit more to man tonight than they should have, and should have stuck with that North Carolina zone and just kind of mixed everything up with certain players, because one thing about North Carolina, their defensive players can play multiple different sides. Everybody yells and says, oh, why are they playing a 2-3 zone or a 3-2 zone with their big men out front? It's the Carolina way. It's always been like that, even back in the Dean Smith days, which Roy Williams worked under. And it will always be like that under Roy Williams. And let me tell you something. The next coach is somebody that's been with Roy Williams since back Kansas days, before Kansas even played with him in North Carolina. This is a revolving door here. The Carolina way will always be the Carolina way. They went out there, they controlled everything in the second half. From the very, very start, all the way until 3 minutes and like 50-some-odd seconds left, North Carolina absolutely annihilated that team defensively, rebounding, offensively, and that place was going crazy. We could count 7 to 10 reach-ins by Virginia that were blatant with no calls. And guys, I'm not ranting to give an excuse I lost. I lost the game, and it was a loss to a great Virginia team. But there were just calls that were not being made that would have, I'm not saying that North Carolina would have won, but we would have seen not such a big swing. From a North Carolina team that was up by 7 and going out there and controlling everything, to just within a split second, a team that still can't even make free throws, winning the game by 8. I mean, you can even hear it in the announcers saying, okay, there's things going on. We don't want to believe that college basketball is being ruined by officiating. Like, we know that for years, the NBA, there's no defense, there's no calls. You can take 10 steps. Hell, you could probably double dribble like a first grader in church league in the NBA. And if you're a superstar, it's not getting called. James Harden could double dribble tomorrow, and he would probably have whoever stepped in front of him be called for a technical. It's just a joke. But it was a loss, and it was a loss to a very good Virginia team, so hats off to Virginia. But I do believe, and I'm not saying it as a fan, I'm saying it as someone who knows the sport very well and knows these teams and studies them day in and day out, I do believe that North Carolina is the overall better team. But it is a loss. It was a 1-2 day. I'm not proud of it, but we're going to bounce back today, and we're going to do a free play that I'm kind of excited about. And it's a game that I am excited to watch. But real quick, Tuesday, Facts First Podcast, coming back with some more MLB. People are reporting for spring training, and it is starting tomorrow for some of the players, and that is the first step to the greatest time of the year, which is Major League Baseball, getting to watch my Cubs play, hearing the sound of the bat on the ball, and I am very excited. So tune in. Jimmy and I are going to get linked up for a podcast like tomorrow evening, and yeah, every baseball season, like just the sound of it, the smell of it, the thrill of it, the, just the I don't know, just I guess the jitters that you get just anticipating everything makes you feel like a kid. So again, I've been ranting too long. Speaking of feeling like a kid, I found this at a gas station on the way home tonight. I haven't had this stuff since I was probably 9 years old. Didn't even remember what it tastes like. And I'm not big into real sugary stuff, but it's not bad. Anyway, enough ranting and raving. Facts First podcast coming up tonight. We've got some more coming up this weekend, but MLB talk on Tuesday. So, guys, what I want in the comments, get interactive. Obviously, we're going to talk, still where will people end up, things like that. We're going to talk spring training. We're going to talk opening day. We're going to talk that. We're going to make some predictions again, go over some of the stuff that we talked about last week, and it's going to be fun. But anything specific that you guys want to hear, whether it be player-related, team-related, anything that has happened this offseason or what you look forward to going into this season, please drop it in my comments. I'll make a list of them. And, obviously, if it's truly relevant, we'll write them down and we'll pick the best ones and we'll talk about it and even give you a shout-out as to who asked for the topic to get you guys interactive with our other company, which is Facts First. There's going to be more content coming out. We're going to divvy up podcasts by themselves. So I will have an MLB podcast that will be strictly MLB weekly, if not multi times a week throughout the MLB season and the playoffs. Basketball, football, hockey, we're going to have all that. And obviously me and Jimmy are there weekly, and we are also going to have all the other Ghost Picks guys be involved as much as they can possibly fit into their busy schedule. So that, second thing before we get into a free play, Benny and I had a $2,500 bet on the Eagles and the Bears back this postseason, and Benny beat me, so I had to pay him $2,500. We were talking the other day on the phone about doing another $2,500 bet between him and myself on this MLB season. Who would be the better capper throughout MLB this year? Benny put himself up to the challenge. I accepted, but Benny, this is what we're gonna do. I told you I'd show it on camera. Here's 5 dimes. We're doing 5 dimes for the entire season through postseason. Top capper takes all 5 dimes apiece. The challenge is out there. Accept it if you want to. Let's jump into a free play, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Got to give another shout out today. We're getting into the law enforcement stuff. So we've given a shout out to the NYPD NARC unit, Las Vegas PD, and now I've got one from the greatest city in the world, Chicago. So we've got Louise. He is a third shift city of Chicago deputy, and he's been within the Chicago police force for 14 years now. He is a huge White Sox fan, which not everybody can be smart. But he watches me every day. He loves the podcast. He's a huge fan of myself and Ghost Picks. So he reached out to me. He actually bought a package for the first time the other day, last week on 2 for Tuesday, and got a big top tier play, which was a winner. So Louise, shout out to you, brother, keeping the streets of Chicago as safe as you possibly can, and putting your life on the line every single day. Could not be more thankful that you tune in. Please keep tuning in. Get everybody you know to watch, and I will see you soon. We've already talked about plans for the crosstown rivalry this year. Him and I hitting up a Cubs-Sox games together on me just as a thank you. So anyway, let's jump into a free play. Marquette, DePaul. This is going to be a good game, guys. DePaul's not a bad team. And Marquette, after they fell to St. John's, they came out with a nice bounce-back win over Villanova, which Villanova, I do believe, is the better team in that matchup. But Marquette, they have a very potent offense. They don't turn the ball over a lot, and they really play as a team. The way they play as a team sort of reminds me of Villanova of last year, which that Villanova team last year is probably, as far as playing as a team, was the best display I think I've ever seen in my life. But Marquette's good. Yeah, obviously they are not the most dominant team. They're not your big, huge power conference teams. But hey, they're in the Big East. They're in a conference that's playing tough right now. And after this bounce back win, I think they have motivation. Now, the Golden Eagles have the best score in the Big East. That's one advantage they have. Marcus Howard is a very good player, very good scorer, very great offensive mind. And they were able to already beat the Blue Demons at home by double digits this year. Now, big home court advantage there. But I think that Marquette can do enough with their offense, with the little they turn it over, and with, I think they'll keep the push the pace, and I think they'll be able to wear the Blue Demons out. It's not going to be a blowout win, I don't believe. It could be, but I think we get to about middle of the second half, I think you're just going to see the fatigue catch up to the Blue Demons, and where Marquette will really be able to start just kind of picking their shots. And I think they'll do enough to get a nice road win. I'm surprised the line's really as low as it is, so I do potentially see movement here. You know, not a ton, but, you know, right now the line's sitting at 3.5. Get it while you can, because this line going over 5 would not surprise me at all. We're taking Marquette. It's a premium play, minus 3.5. Guys, everybody that checked out Twitter today and got Cleveland, congratulations on that. I apologize to all my clients for the 1-2 day. We're going to bounce back big. We're going to continue the stretch of, you know, finishing out February on a great note with a lot of profit. And let me tell you this, we are this much closer to MLB in the best time of the year. Guys, I'll throw out one more thing. The MLB season is live on the website if you want it. Note, you can't have it for $800. It's normal $1,500. But for anybody that signs up this week and this week alone, you can have the rest of NHL, NBA, or college basketball, your choice, for absolutely free. Normal price MLB, no discount. But if you get that, you can have whatever you choose of any current active sport for absolutely free. So we're going to have an NHL play tomorrow. We're going to have college basketball. We're going to have NBA. We're going to have a big podcast. Sorry for the long video, but wanted to make up with just, you know, talking to you guys for not getting out a video on Monday. Benny, 5 dimes. Tell me your answer. I'm sure you'll want to do it. Benny is my boy, and we like to have a lot of fun putting some wagers up with each other. He got me last time for $2,500, but I'm going to get that back and then some with MLB. You guys know what I'm about in the MLB. The best, teamed up with the best team, and we're going to go out there and crush it. So, guys, if you have any questions regarding this stuff, shoot me an email, chase.ghostpicksats@gmail.com. Anything I can help you guys out with, please let me know. If you don't ask, I don't know I can't help you if you don't ask. Like I said, in the comments below, please put what you want to see for the MLB podcast. Make it relevant, make it interesting, and I will pick out some of those. Jimmy will pick out some of those. We'll roll with them on the podcast and give you a big shout out. We're going to be running some contests here soon for some merch, so make sure you check that out. Anything, any other things you guys want to see content related as far as podcasts, maybe doing some stuff not strictly sports related, but stuff that can pertain to it, sneakerhead guys, memorabilia guys, you know, on-site events, which check me out this coming Friday. I'm going back to ATL. Me and my wife are going to go down there. I've got a meeting early Friday morning, but I'm actually taking her with me down there, treat her to a nice little weekend. We're going to... Good friend of mine that's affiliated with the Atlanta Braves. I'll be taking a private tour of SunTrust Park, so I'll get you guys some nice pictures and video for that. Anyway, it's been way too long. We're taking Marquette, taking a minus 3.5. Reach out, guys. Get interactive with us. Start being involved, and we will always keep you involved. Good luck. God bless. Grind on. Ghost Nation. Hashtag it. Get it trending. See you guys.